let's take a look at comparing Stemplots and StatCrunch. In this data set, I have Reggie Miller, Steph Curry, and Ray Allen's average 3-point shots per season. So this takes all of their 3-pointers for the whole season and divides it by the number of games that season. Steph Curry has played less seasons than Reggie Miller or Ray Allen did, so his data set is shorter. If we come down, we can see Ray Allen has the longest list of 25 seasons. So we want to do a comparison to try to make an argument for who we think is the best 3-point shooter. So I'm going to make stem plots for each of the players. So I'm going to go to graph, stem, and leaf plot. And I actually want to do all three at once. So I'm going to highlight all three. And then I have to decide how my leaf unit should be. So in this case, we have values that range from 0.7 all the way up to 5.1. And so we want to go ahead and think about what makes the most sense for a stem plot. So I think the ones place should be in the stem, and then the leaf should be the 10th place. So StatCrunch lets us easily do that by choosing leaf unit 0.1, which is the 10th place. I'm going to leave in my outlier, so I'm just going to say no outlier trimming. And then if I hit compute, I get 3 different stem plots. If I prefer, I could make them side by side as well. But if I want to arrow through, I see here's Reggie Miller, here's Steph Curry, and here's Ray Allen. Let's do a side-by-side comparison. So I'm going to make a couple more stem plots so we can put them all side by side. So I'll make one for Steph Curry with the leaf unit, the 10th, and then I'll make a stem plot for Ray Allen. So in StatCrunch, it's called a stem and leaf plot. Same type of graph, just a slightly different name. Whether you say stem plot or stem and leaf plot, it does not matter. So again, my leaf unit is going to be 0.1 or 1/10, and I'm going to say don't trim any outliers. Although this data is all pretty close together, so there might not even be any outliers. So this lets me do a side-by-side comparison. I could even try to line up the rows if I wanted to really do a side-by-side comparison so that all the 2s are roughly about the same place. Notice that Ray Allen, because he had more data, StatCrunch went ahead and split the stems. He had a lot of years where he had from 2.1 to 2.9 average 3 points per game. And so because he had so much data, StatCrunch put the values from 20 to 24 on this row and the values from 25 to 29 in the second row. It doesn't make a difference for our interpretation. So if we look at Reggie Miller, his min is from 0.7 average per game for that season all the way up to 2.8 average per game for his best season. If we look at Steph Curry, his range goes from 2.0 to 5.1. So just looking at the ranges, I would say Steph Curry has a higher range, and he doesn't go as low as Reggie Miller. So I might use the ranges to argue that I think Steph is the better 3-point shooter. Ray Allen goes from 1.4 to 3.4. He has a lot more data than Steph Curry, but again, I might use the range argument to say even though Steph Curry has played less seasons, his range goes higher. He's the only player who has average 3 points for each game for the whole season between 4 and 5. So based on the ranges I see in the stem plot, I would make an argument that Steph Curry is the best of these 3-point shooters. You might also want to compare the mean and the median to make your argument. So we can go stat, summary, stats, columns. And again, I can just click and compute all 3 players here. And then I want to see the mean and the median. So under statistics, I'm going to choose mean. I'm going to scroll down. And to get both, I have to hold down the control key or command key if you're on a Mac. And then you get just the mean and the median. If you just hit compute, you get lots of statistics. That's fine too. So here's my mean and median. So if I do a comparison this way, I can see Steph Curry has both the higher mean and the higher median. So I would use that information to make my argument that he is the better 3-point shooter. In stats, summary, stats, columns, if I had just hit compute and not narrow down the statistics, see how I get all the statistics? That's okay also. I can look at the mean column here and the median column over here and still get those two values out. I just have more values given to me. So it's your choice if you want to see all the statistics or just highlight the statistics that you want StatCrunch to pull.